I've sort of touched on why it's the busiest one, but the other reason it is so busy is because it was the first camp both in Etosha and to welcome international tourists. When people first discovered Namibia internationally, which was only in the 90s, they were blown away, and Okaukuejo was where everybody went to. So it's the first time they'd even experienced Etosha. So if you go back, even now, if you read any blog, any book, any guide, any travel agent about Etosha, they'll say, go to Okaukuejo. And it does have a lot going for it. It's got quite a good range of accommodation, got the waterhole. You will see a lot of animals in the area. However, from game viewing, it's quite restricted, because in game view, there's the Okaukuejo waterhole, there's Andoni waterhole, 2 waterholes there that are regularly dried up, and then there's about 5 waterholes in this first section here. That's it. Now there is still quite a lot. You will see a lot of animals in the area, and this section of the park here, whole loop, is the best section of the park for rhino. So people who want to go and see black and white rhino, it's exceptionally good for that. As you go past the reception area, you've got the rooms, and then behind that you've got the camping. So everything's nicely spread out. So to go to one accommodation, you don't have people walking through your accommodation. So if you pay for the very expensive Premier Waterhole Chalet at Okaukuejo, you've got the waterhole, and then there's 8 Premier Waterhole Chalets. Everybody who comes to the waterhole from any other accommodation is going to be walking past you, because there's no other way to get to the waterhole than past your chalet. Behind the Premier Waterhole Chalets, you've then got the Waterhole Chalets. Now the name is a bit deceptive, because they don't have a view of the waterhole from the Waterhole Chalets. It means they're located by the waterhole. Not that you can see. So the Premier ones are the only ones that get views onto the waterhole. The Waterhole Chalets are in a row behind. But again, anybody who walks from the camping or the rooms or any of the other bush chalets has to walk past the Waterhole Chalets, then the Premier Waterhole Chalets to get in. Then behind that, you've then got a crescent of the bush chalets. Now the bush chalets have a bit of an advantage and are probably people's favourite, because there's actually a road between them and the waterhole chalets. So they're further away from the waterhole, but you don't get lots of people trekking past, because people can walk along the road from wherever they're coming to get to them. Oddly enough, the other accommodation that's close to the water is actually the camping site, which is around this side. And there is actually an entrance from the camping site just past the most extreme Premier waterhole, and you're right onto the waterhole. So Okaukuejo is the most well-known camp and is the oldest camp in Etosha. And the accommodation, Okaukuejo is a well-run camp. It's clean, it's tidy, it can get busy.